statistics and others motivated our team to travel thousands of miles to establish an orphanage in Mozambique. Even our last touchdown of the airplane in Quelimane Airport that bounced up and down and rocked side to side couldn't dim our passion for an orphanage based on James 1:27. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction.
The vision for this specific orphanage in Mozambique started with the Baptist Church in Leiria, Portugal. For many years, Pastor Antonio has had a close relationship with Pastor Nicolau, who lives in Mozambique. Pastor Antonio and his congregation have kept this vision alive with many years of sacrificial giving. In 2006, they made an appeal to Pastor Mercaldo of Church at the Gateway to become part of their vision of starting an orphanage. Having been in 50 countries around the world and involved in many mission projects throughout the years, Pastor Mercaldo responded to one more call for help. He then contacted one of his former assistant pastors, Pastor Grebe of Church at the Rock, and invited him to be a part of the project. The following is a short update on the mission of establishing an orphanage in the village of Numacata outside of Quelimane. We hope that it will help you to better understand how you might be a partner in this project of long-term help for the orphans of Mozambique.
As we traveled out of the city of Quelimane, we saw villages with small thatched roofed houses springing up all along the road. The people's lives are simple and most subsist completely of what they can grow from the land. The economy of Mozambique has been crippled since the overthrow of the Portuguese government in 1974 and the civil war that followed for many years. Since that time, buildings, roads, railroads, and the infrastructure of the country has been left to deteriorate. In the midst of this despair, Pastor Nicolau has been instrumental in starting over 400 churches. We want to continue to help in meeting the needs of this flourishing ministry.
Leiria Baptist and Gateway have already met some of these needs. First, a training center has been built in Nicoladola near Quelimane. It consists of a church building accommodating about 200, a water well, a large brush arbor, a small motel-type unit, and an outdoor kitchen, all on about 2 acres of land in the jungle.
If the only time I pray is to get something from God, oh, bless my ministry, Lord. Anoint my ministry, Lord. If that's the only time I pray and read the Bible, then I can question, do I really love Christ that much?
At least 3 more training centers across the province are needed because of the great distance many of the pastors have to travel from their villages. Pastor Nicolau is believing for many more churches to be planted, so the focus on leadership training is desperately needed.
Para o trabalho entre as igrejas, a maior necessidade é a formação de obreiros.
Secondly, Leiria Baptist and Gateway have bought and supplied bicycles to pastors who serve multiple missions. Thirdly, a used Nissan 4-wheel drive vehicle was just purchased for Nicolau through the support of the Leiria Baptist Church, Church at the Gateway, Church at the Rock, and Manuel Martins, who is also a part of this team. Finally, a 20-acre property has been purchased for the orphans in Numacata.
To give you an idea of what we're talking about, right where the poles are right there are our border on that side to the east. And then back where the red shirt is, where Carlos is back there, way back there, that's way back there where that pole is our furthest extremity that way. And then we run all the way to the west, that way to the last electric pole, which is way down there, and we come around on the west side there all the way, and then we're buying for $3,500. I don't know how we could do it, but we're buying for $3,500 the piece of property on that side of the church that will connect us to the road. And there you can see we put the road in there where Pastor Ken Grebe is back there waving his hands. That's as far back as we go. We're buying that strip of land for $3,500. Now, I tell you, this is incredible because we're looking at probably 20, 25 acres or more of land. With that added piece, probably close to 30 acres. That means that they'll be able to put rice fields in here, planting fields. They'll be able to build the orphanage somewhere in this area. The orphanage will go up and we'll start with 25 kids immediately, and then we'll go to, hopefully, Carlos, 100, possibly more than that. We've got the land to add on. So if we saw we needed 200 or 300, it's just a matter of God providing the funds for it and then doing it. But this is absolutely incredible.
The major need before us at this time is building the orphanage to help children who have lost their parents to AIDS, other diseases, and years of civil war. Many of these needy orphans have already been identified by various village pastors. Many times the parents will go to the nearby clinic and die there. Officials often find the children waiting outside for their parents to return. When they tell them that they have died, the children don't know where to go, and the medical personnel have no resources to help. For this reason, they have appealed to Pastor Nicolau to build the orphanage close to their medical center. In granting him the go-ahead for this project, government officials told him that this truly would be a great help to the people of their province. Plans have been drawn for the first phase that will eventually care for about 200 orphans. The vision is to help them become young men and women who will honor God with their lives. The plans for the orphanage will support the training of the orphans in agriculture, carpentry, plumbing, electricity, business, and hygiene. The Lord willing, we will start the construction of the orphanage this year. The Leiria Baptist Church team has been analyzing how to go about making sure that funds are used wisely.
We don't send money to Africa in a blind way. We send money. Never sending money to Africa unless we have a specific project. So there is a project, specific project, there is money for it. But if someone asks for money, we don't send money because we have serious doubts about sending money in a blind way.
Their plan is to work with local contractors and end up with secure buildings that will be able to meet all the needs of the children. Gateway Leiria Baptist and the Mastrati Foundation have already given over $50,000 toward the orphanage project. The total amount needed to complete construction is over $200,000. Our appeal is that everyone hearing this report will seriously pray and ask the Lord what He would have you to do concerning a financial gift. As a team representing the churches of America and Europe and Africa, we believe that this vision for an orphanage is truly a fulfillment of God's Word and will be fulfilled as we stay faithful to the call to go into all the world with the gospel of Christ. Listen in as the team finishes up at the Kilimani Airport with Pastor Nicolau.
Nós estamos satisfeitos porque temos este número,
We are quite happy with the number, and we are quite happy with the partnership that we have with all of you, and we are always looking forward.
Tem muitos povos que precisam.
There are still many people, many different cultures that they still need Jesus.
Por favor,
And please,
vocês viram uma parte.
please, you saw a part of it, a small part of it.
Temos povo lá.
We have people in the north part of Mozambique,
Agora
and now it's a huge challenge to get them all support the gospel and to win them all for Christ. As you see, those kind of constructions there are very bad, and they need also specific projects to change it. And our presence there is very needed and important.